I need to play online more. But yeah, I don't like this. Maybe it's because I'm an old school guy. I think the option, actually, I don't know. I think it's cool to have that option. They should have the right if they want to say, hey, we don't want to have voice chat. It's like, okay, cool. I just think it should be an in-game option. I think you should let the
Exactly.
kids, because some people do
That
want
seems
to
like a very
talk.
simple solution.
Yeah, like some people do want to talk, and some people actually do want to talk in the right way. I've actually played games where people want to strategize when they're not cursing at you. So it's like, it varies, but to just completely take something out, while it's your choice, and that game has a right to exist and has a right to not have that, if it doesn't want, it could be an option. But I do think you got to ask yourself, will it limit the market? Will people still want to play in today's world? Like, I know guys like us, we would, because we came from the era when you didn't talk to anybody. The only time you could talk to someone was if they were over at your house after school, and then you could talk to someone while you played a video game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for kids today who are so social and socially whatever, I don't know. Like, it might be tough for them. They might even be confused. Like, what do you mean I can't talk to people? Like, ooh, 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 the hell. But
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think the option is a simple solution. If you're saying, well, there's too much negativity and stuff on these online games and stuff, well, that's great. That's fine. If you don't want that, then you create the option for people that feel the way you do. But you don't just negate the option for everybody else that wants to be able to talk and have strategy, or have an experience in a game, in an online game. Have an online experience in an online game, because talking to people while you're playing is part of the online experience. You know what I mean?
yeah. And they used to just give you
Big part of it.
disclaimers. Like
Yes.
most games, they still are like, we can't rate what goes on online and we can't monitor that. So heads up, you're gonna deal with turd buckets, but excuse me, cunt biscuits. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think it's okay to have it if you don't want it on your game. You can design your game however the hell you want. You really can. You might limit your market base and you might upset people, or you might not. People might just be like, whatever, they don't care. Just depends on the person. There's some health up there. Let you get that.
Yeah.
SMG.
Yeah. Another thing I saw today, I noticed it today. What is it called? I'm dead, by the way.
Health low.
Shit, I'm almost dead.
GameStop is having a sale on their website. You get 100 and let me check it. Just, I don't want to give people the wrong number. $125 credit for trading in your PS3 or Xbox 360. Now the PS3
Really?
needs to be the slim 120 gigabyte, and the Xbox 360 needs to be the slim 250 gigabyte. But yeah, they'll take it and they'll give you 125 off your brand new PS or Xbox One order, which sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
Oh, 125 off of your brand new what Xbox One order? You said.
Xbox One.
So
Xbox One.
that's really the
It's
catch.
350.
You don't get 125 credit for in store. You have to use it for
Buy an
a
Xbox
specific
One.
purchase. Yeah, screw that. You know what? Screw you, Xbox.
I mean,
Sorry.
if you want an Xbox One, you should be. That's a good thing.
Yeah, but nobody does. We all want that $125 to buy games.
Well, yeah, that would be good too. I would, as someone that already has an Xbox One and a PS4 and a Wii U, yeah, I would prefer the money to buy games.
You know what you should
But
do?
I mean,
Trade in your stuff, and then get the $125 off, and then resell that at brand new price on on Amazon. And then you've made.
I guess you could do that. But I mean, honestly, like I personally, I want to keep my consoles just because I like having them. I'm weird like that. Like I want to collect all of them. From now on, I'm never going to sell a console again.
Weird. Well, actually, that's good because you could come back, years later. You could be the guy with like all the old consoles and all the cats, and you can sit there and you'll.
Yes.
Come on, dude. The dude who owns all the what the hell? I can't aim. My fault, dude. The dude who owns all the console is the same as the woman who has like 100 cats. I'm just saying, you become the console guy, just like she's the cat lady. Like, you have no friends, but you have your consoles, and you all have names for them, and you go, this one I met in Stockholm. And like, no, you didn't. You found that thing near the railroad tracks. Don't be lying to me. I know where you got that cat. That's not some special cat. It's some little bastard cat that eats birds all the time that you've decided to help.
Moving on.
Anyways, yeah, I'm just
like,
God, I hate cat ladies so much. I don't even want to talk about the spring sale. I'm so mad. Oh, cat ladies are the bane of my existence.
I don't really want to talk about it either because it sucks. It's like a bunch of Connect titles that they're selling on their spring sale, like Disney's Fantasia, Music Evolved, Beachbody P90X, Boom Ball for Connect, for all you guys that have been waiting for that one. Connect Sports Rival.
Oh my god, watch me
It's just a
die like
bunch
right
of
here.
really
Shit.
kind of crappy games. Like Rise, Son of Rome. I would have bought that, but it's not the game. It's just the season pass. So,
So really,
yeah.
they're saying, hey, give us just like good old GameStop in good GameStop fashion. They're like, give us your really nice shit, and we'll give you like 5 cents. That's how they've always been. So, and that's how
But
you
know
run
how
a
you
business,
restrict your-
kids.
Yeah. You were talking about the PlayStation View, which is a TV service for PlayStation for PS4. What is it called? The Xbox One has now. They have a over-the-air TV antenna thing. Basically, you can buy it, and you know how you can hook it up your cable to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you can just buy this thing, and you basically just plug an antenna into it, and you can play your TV channels, that over-the-air channels. Basically, all the local basic channels will work on your Xbox One, just like cable would. And you can look at the menu, the guide, and see all the channels that, or all the offerings that they have for the day, or just like what if you had cable, which I think is pretty cool.
I just love how everyone's trying to attack the cable services now, which is good. You should screw cable services. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You should have heart for it. Also, we had a couple of messages on the Twitch.
Oh, that
thing.
was me. I was talking to some guys that were in there.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh my god. I need this health. Oh, I mean everything. I mean, I'm totally okay with this capitalist idea of like screw cable companies, screw their kind of quartering of the market. We're gonna offer so many other like web-based, essentially cable service. All you gotta do is get the channels on board. You don't even have to like worry about the cable service. That's all they do is get the channels on board.
Flare, SMG.
So
if you get the content, you got a successful thing.
Make some serious power moves because they're gonna start suffering pretty bad here pretty soon.
You know what they want to do? They want to survive. Lower their damn prices. Now maybe not for you in Texas, but for me in Georgia, people are cruel, and I know for people are surprised by that news. But yes, Inter and I do not know each other in real life. We are internet nerds. Actually, we know each other. We kind of know each other in real life, but not really.
Rifle.
I don't know where I'm going. All right, it's really just got really just dark on this game. Anyways, what were we talking about? Splatoon. We talked about that. Deus Ex, which I've never played, and I don't think you've ever played. So obviously we're the authorities on this game. They were gonna make a remaster, but I guess they got savvy, which I'm so happy. And they said, screw that, we'll just make a sequel. Which that's how I feel. If you're gonna put that time and effort, there's a health thing right here too. If you're gonna put that time and effort into something, you should just go ahead and make a sequel or make a new game. Like, there's no point. I can't stand.
Health low. SMG.
Yeah,
Grenade.
I agree. I don't know why they do that. I mean, I don't mind. I say that, but I don't mind some remakes. It's always, I tell you, like I always say, it's one of those things where, people are against it get out of there until it's a game that they want, and then it's okay.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much the truth,
I know. I'm evidence of that.
That's it. I mean, I'd love to see a Mass Effect trilogy. I'd buy it in a heartbeat, but if you want to give me Mass Effect 4 instead, I'll gladly take it. But that's the way I look at it. I mean, I'll take a remaster, but I'd prefer, obviously, a sequel.
Yeah, I'd rather have a new installment in the game. But then again, maybe I wouldn't, because sometimes these new installments are exactly what they want the remasters to be, which was they want to like kind of stall you while they're actually working on the real remake or the real like sequel in the game, and they'll just put out like a little shit version. And so maybe in a way it's good that they remastered to like keep sucking our wallets, but actually still spending the real time to make the better actual sequel to the game. But I'm okay with this. Deus Ex to me is a game that I think having a sequel is great. I mean I've never played it because you know how I feel about it is I feel like remasters should only be for like definitive games.
Well, honestly, I think that would be a good game to do a remaster on, because it's a game that I never got around to playing, and I think a lot of people never did get around to playing. Now that said, a remaster would be good because of the fact that there is a sequel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell, put out both. Do the remaster and the sequel at the same time.
together, I would be.
Yeah,
I'd buy
that
that in a
that would
heartbeat.
be cool. Yeah, then I might check the game
Yeah.
out because if it was I'd be like, oh, now I get to see what all the hoopla was about, and I get a new experience. And you can charge me $60. I might actually like bite on that. I'm sure your
Yeah.
fanboys will. But anyways, I mean, they can do what they want. We all know this. I'm just gonna complain about it. I need this health. What's next? What's next? All right. As we all know, PlayStation has the PlayStation Now service, and it's been out. What has it been out for a couple months now? And they charge like $100 a month
Yeah,
for it or
for a
something.
while,
Really,
yeah.
like $50 a month. I mean, I shouldn't like exaggerate. It's really because I don't need to. It's really like $50 like for 3 months or something like that, which to me is just a lot of money for a streaming service for games I will never own. But the original PlayStation Now service was developed on the technology of a company called Gakkai or Gaki. I'm not Japanese, so I don't really
Gaikai.
know. Gaikai, okay. Thank you, Mr. Nerd.
No problem.
But should we go? Should we backtrack to that alley that we left? Because I didn't go down it because I wasn't sure which way. There might be like goodies.
Sure. I'll follow you.
But the original, it was based on that technology, and then they just now purchased. It was a couple weeks ago. They purchased the On Live service, the patents for the online service. And I guess and it's pretty obvious so On Live will no longer be around. It's now a PlayStation service, and I guess we can we know that they pretty much gave it. You have other guns, by the way. If you use your D-pad, you can switch right and left.
I
You got,
like this one. I'd max it out.
Oh, okay. Damn, already? How do you have all this shit? I have like nothing. Damn it, I keep thinking I'm the red because I'm so used to playing as the girl, and I'm dead because I wasn't paying attention. Anyways, this online service, the On Live service, they bought the patents to it. On Live is no longer around, but we pretty much can guess Sony is doing this to improve their PlayStation Now service. They're using the On Live patent. I mean, that would be why. I guess this is good business. It's just... But I hate this. This is like the part of the business I hate where it's like you buy pre-existing products or pre-existing patents and use their technology and you put these people out of business mainly so they don't compete with you. So now you can essentially corner the market. And I should probably get some ammo. I don't have enough money. So essentially you can you now own the streaming service market for this stuff. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it's good for PlayStation if they want to improve their PlayStation Now
Improve
service.
something that's really not that great. I guess maybe they just got a really good price, because nobody was using On Live, Maybe they just got a really good deal on it, and they're like, well, hell, I mean, we need to improve our infrastructure. Because honestly, that could really, really improve their just online infrastructure altogether. Because their online network servers, connectivity, and all that, it's not on par with Microsoft's yet by any means. So that might just be a way to improve that, help that out.
They could also just innovate if they want to and actually create like a cool service. Like this is what I hate when businesses they just say we should have a streaming service as opposed to we should improve the streaming service. Like what they should do is they should say we should have a streaming service, but we should have a streaming service that is different from everyone else. That does something else. That does something specific and special. But once again, it's probably cheaper just to buy a service nobody uses, use their technology and whatever. I mean, they can do what they want. I just think it's not really a sad day, like you said. I don't really know anybody that was using it. Now, if they would have, used, I guess, a bigger service. Oh shit! But
Grenade.
Well, we picked this game because we thought it would be a game that we could just play without a lot of thought process to be able to talk.
but you really got to pay attention. Yeah, it's just
right?
it's like a lot of. Well, they come from every angle, and it's just like my brain cannot handle like so much stuff on screen at once. Like, and I keep forgetting that I'm the blue because I'm so used to playing the girl. So I'm just like, oh my god. I'm gonna go ahead and go this way now. Let's get this out of the way while I still have ammo.
Yeah,
SMG,
we'll also have
flare.
grenades.
Anyways, so here we are, like not talking. Dead air, the worst thing you could ever do if you're doing a broadcast or a podcast. Drive Club developer, Evolution Studios, has recently laid off half their staff. That was like 55 people.
I think we all knew that was coming,
Well, they said
after
they're
the
saying they're
failure
doing because they want to
release was.
focus on the free PlayStation Plus version
Rifle.
of their content and their games and stuff like that. To me, I always think it's sad. Like I get the business, whatever, but I always think it's sad when people lose their jobs. So
People
I
lose their
always
lives.
hate it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, their
And
livelihood means a lot. But I mean, after the writing was on the wall after the Drive Club release, you know.
yeah, it just kind of bombed really. Well, I think you shouldn't put 110 to make a driving game, which just seemed over ambitious from the get go. Like, because I can think of smaller companies with smaller staffs who have created equal are games that are on par with the game they created. And I'm not trying to knock them.
Yeah.
I think they were overstaffed to begin with. You can get that health too. But I still do think though it sucks to lay them off because you wouldn't have laid them off had you not been overstaffed in the first place. So you wouldn't have had this terrible news. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. I hate it, but it is what it is. We talked about Dark Souls, and here's something you're super excited about, and I know you're gonna love this. And Star Wars Battlefront 3 is to show their first gameplay on April 17th.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you already have it
Super
marked in your
excited.
calendar.
I'm definitely going to try to watch that live, to be honest. I'm looking forward to it. We're
And
having this whole event for Star Wars, because the movie is right around the corner, new movie. So I'm really excited for it. Yeah, I love the universe. I love the game. It's just a
As
win-win
MG.
for those of us that are big fans.
Like, I know you're super excited, and I also want to add something onto what you said, which is you're probably going to watch it live and with your clothes off and with a bucket of peanut butter. Like, don't lie. You're gonna be like a woman getting ready for her soap opera to come on. You're gonna be wearing a muumuu like all day long, just like messy hair, just like so excited for Battlefront.
That's one of those games. Honestly, like I don't see how in the world that game could disappoint me. Remember how like you were super excited for Evolve, and you're like, "There's no way that game." I can tell you right now, there's no way that game's going to disappoint me. And that's how I feel about Battlefront. Like I love that series so much that it would be like that's that game that you lie to yourself whenever it does suck. Like, no, the game is great. The game is great. It's not that bad. Really, you just got to give it a chance. Like a year later, you admit to yourself, okay, that game sucked.
Like, you've actually gotten me so excited for it. This is true. I'm actually gonna get the game when it's released, so I can like play with you from the start, and you can kind of show me the lore and stuff. I think that's really what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a fun experience for me. I know, because you're so excited for that game. You've been talking about that game for months. Like you've been talking about that game for like months. Like you're just like, I can't wait for the Battlefield 3 to come. Battlefront 3.
I used to talk about that game back when we were playing World at War on the Wii. That game is what Star Wars Battlefront 2, I should say, is what got me into online gaming in the first place. That was my first online gaming experience. I joined a clan, and I loved it and got addicted to it ever since. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for that. I think it's gonna be great.
Like I'm excited now too. And maybe this is what gaming really is. It's your friends. This is why they love social gaming. Is like if your friend is so excited and if your friend plays it, there's just extra added pressure to go spend $60. Like, because I'm totally gonna get the game when it comes out. I don't know anything about it. I've never played any of the other Star Wars Battlefronts. I remember seeing some screenshots. I remember when I used to read like the magazines, like they used to talk about it. The original one I remember, and it was like a big deal because it was online, and this is when online was still kind of fairly new to consoles, and it was like a big deal, and people seem to like it then, but that was years ago. Things change, games improve, and your competition gets better. So I'm really fascinated to see like what's gonna happen. But yeah, I'm totally gonna get it. I know you're excited. April 17th, it'll be Star Wars Battlefront 3. They're gonna show the first gameplay. Everyone's gonna love it. And speaking of other news, this is not really game related, but there's some friends of mine who will hate me if I don't talk about it. The new season of Game of Thrones is going to start this Sunday at 9 Eastern on HBO. Are you a Game of Thrones guy? Are you?
Full
Yeah,
health.
I've read the books. and I watched the show. So yeah, I consider myself a Game of Thrones guy.
I am forced to be a Game of Thrones guy. I don't hate Game of Thrones. I do actually enjoy. I find it fun and exciting and whatever. And I think the story's interesting. I love all the intrigue and whatever. But I have a lot of friends who like love that show, and because they
Oh,
love that
how?
show, they want to talk to me all the time about that show,
My.
and they want to talk to me about the lore. And I truly like it's sad because I'm like, hey, I want to talk about my feelings. I've had a rough week, my dog just died. They're like, well, yeah, that's cool, but did you know on this season of this episode of Game of Thrones? I'm like, thanks, friend. You're like an awesome human being. That's how it is. Like that's how it is. Like they completely like usurp the conversation and just Game of Thrones all the time. They send me to
I'm down here.
websites and I'm like,
I'm down here.
I don't care about that. I mean, I don't care about that much. But I know people out there excited. I think it has a little bit to do with gaming because the one thing that I will say about Game of Thrones is it does remind me of an RPG, like
It would make
or
it awesome if they
RPGs
made
remind me of that,
game. Yeah.
If they made a real game, if they made a
I
real,
think it'd be awesome.
not just like a brand, like
Yeah.
hey, some little studio got the contract, but if they give it to like a big studio like Bethesda, who does Skyrim, and they make like
Yeah.
Skyrim guys make a Game of Thrones, which there is a lot of Game of Thrones references in Skyrim. There'll be like that. There are some references here and there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
I
if they
think, yeah, I
made a
think that would make a great
Skyrim,
game.
if they made a Game of Thrones game, it would probably be a great game with Game of Thrones writing. What with the Skyrim type of playing or the Elder Scrolls? I should say Elder Scrolls. I should say Skyrim, but
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. But at this point, um, George Railroad Martin, R.R. Martin, whatever his name is,
Railroad.
his his books. He takes so long writing his books that he's not gonna. This season should probably go past the books he's already written.
Yeah,
So
I think
it's
I
gonna go
read
off
an
script
article
and kinda-
about that.
Yeah,
How they're gonna like
Yeah.
start giving away secrets or something.
it's gonna go a little off script or whatever, but yeah, a lot of that's just gonna be giving away his secrets because he has a lot of say in the show. So the parts that he has written or worked out for his next stories, his next books, are probably gonna be on the show before they ever make it to the book. You know what I mean?
Flare.
That'll be kind of interesting to see.
It would be kind of interesting, but here's the thing: since he's a writer. He just wants to write his characters and he wants to tell his story, and he's gonna make a huge chunk of change. Let's be real. The guy has made, and I'm happy for him because as a writer, sometimes it's tough out there to make money. People don't really read. Your book market itself is sometimes limited, but he's making a lot of money because the licensing of Game of
SMG.
Thrones and all this stuff now. So and he still gets to tell his character. So I think even if he writes the show, and it's stuff that's going to be in the book, he did write it. He did. Nobody took his characters from him. Nobody made up what's going to happen. So it's still him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just another medium to write it. So I don't think it's going to be that bad. And in fact, I think the book will just become a supplement to the
Nice one.
show. And I think for him that's okay because it's still his stuff. It's still his work either way. If he's helping write the script, if he's writing the character in a script, or if he's writing the character in a book, he's still writing the character. So I don't think he's like going to lose anything. So I think yeah, you're right. It's probably going to go off, but I think that's okay. I think that's okay because it still keeps to the essence of the show. It's not like somebody else. They hired somebody in and they said, "Hey, George, you cannot write. You can't have any input, and we're just gonna make it stupid TV show because that's what happens." But they're letting him have his say, and that's good. So I think as a writer, he's okay with it because he's also getting paid handsomely. He's the guy is fine now, and I'm happy for him because I know, because remember when he started writing, he didn't do it for money. He did it because he loved to write, and so when you see a guy, earn, a living, a very handsome
hell.
living, on the things they love, I think that's a great thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's out there, and it reminded me because I talk about Skyrim. It also reminded me of The Witcher, which is going to be coming out. There's a lot of it seems to be getting more and more popular. It seems like people are getting more and more. What's the word I'm looking for? Hype for The Witcher.
Yeah, excited.
Yeah, a couple of my friends are like, I remember I hang out with one of my other gaming friends. He's actually a member of my band. He's the bassist in my band. We're both gamer dorks, and I'm giving him a big shout out. I love you, Brian, if he's listening, but he's gonna hate that I said his name. But we talk about games all the time. He's really excited for that game. He's excited for that and No Man's Sky specifically are like his two favorite games that are coming out. It seems
Yeah,
like.
you know what? I'm looking forward to that game also.
Health low.
But
I am
he's
looking forward to
excited
that game also. I'll be able to Switch.
because he's
What the fuck is that?
Santa Claus. The hell is that? Santa Claus is trying to
I don't
kill
know.
us. This is like
Fuck Santa Claus.
that's like my childhood all over again. Throw some of your flares and shit. There you go. Or that we could just set off a car alarm. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Can we
Love
blow
that
that
car.
car? Yeah. Watch your back. Here we are trying to talk about The Witcher, and once again we're doing our best show was probably the one where we didn't play a game at all. We got to just start doing that
Yeah.
for an hour. It's tough to not play a game because we love games, so it's really tough to like get on and talk about games and not play one. Oh my god, I'm trying to help you, but I can't kill that guy. What the hell? That dude took forever. Anyways, The Witcher's coming out, and I remember Brian was telling me about. He said so excited because like your beard will grow. He says your beard will like grow in the game. Look, we were right there. We were right there. We could have just escaped. And stuff like that. And to me, I'm like, that's such a little gimmick, but it is kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see the technology finally do cool stuff in a game, where you can age in the game, like really properly age, and you have to get a haircut. And anyways, The Witcher's coming out. The Witcher 3, I should really say. I shouldn't just call it The Witcher. But I think it was The Witcher 3, right? Am I correct, or am I?
Yes, that's correct. I actually, I'm looking for. I might try that game. I never tried the other ones. I think they did a bad job of advertising because I didn't know really what that game was about until I started seeing gameplay for Witcher 3. And if I would have known more about it, I probably would have tried it, the first or the second one, But yeah, I'll probably get it. I don't know that I'm not a fan. Obviously, I never tried one or two, but I'm curious. So I don't know that I'd buy it the day it came out, but I'll probably buy it.
Like, I don't think I'll probably get it the day it comes out, just because I'm very curious now. I'm like you. Like, I honestly never played the first two. I never really knew anything about them, but this one is getting hype, and that's what I think is the big thing. You gotta like kind of hype your stuff. You really do. Like Destiny hype, like crazy, and it was able to sell what it sold. So I think it's good. I know you need the media on your side, but I think you need your community as well, which is I think it kind of just goes hand in hand. But some games do get kind of brushed aside, and I'm glad for this game. Maybe this will be the one. My issue, like once again, is if I get it, it's gonna be like a 100+ hour game, and I just don't know how much I can devote to Bloodborne, because I'll probably get that, then The Witcher, then The Division, and all of these, and who knows what else is going to come in that time. Well, we do know what's going to come in that time, but still. But
well, I mean, there's still some surprises. I'm pretty sure for the fall, and when E3 comes around, we'll see what all is out there for sure.
But anyways, it's coming out. And speaking of advertising, I don't know. I've never seen an advertisement for this, but they're selling like hotcakes amiibos. You said you own 3 of them. I own none of them. And can you explain what an amiibo is? Can you explain what's going on with that? They're like selling way too well.
Yeah. Amiibos basically is just like a thing that you buy for your